All right, Shalom. Welcome to another live lesson through the Spirit and Power Yahweh Shemel Shah. Before we start this lesson, I'd like to give all honor, all praises and glory to our power. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakadash. Shout out to the elders, elder apostle, elder bishop that were well. Salutations to the fellow Akim who labor on the apostle doctrine, and to the men, women, and children that sincerely believe. To you, I say Shalom. Now, before I start this lesson, I'm going to title this lesson, There is Always Something That You Can Do, and the principle of it is basically there's always something to bring to the table, even if you're not a fighter per se, even if you don't have that high level of faith to be able to, go out and do and teach, but you believe on Yahweh Shemel Shah. There's something that you can do. There's something that you can bring to the table. And I just want to emphasize that, or exhort you, Akim and Akwaft out there, that you're not useless. There's still something you can do, even though, you're not teachers. See what I'm saying? And obviously we know a woman is never set up to be a teacher, but you get my drift. You know what I'm saying? You're not at the forefront of the ministry, which is fine. But, the Lord got, secret disciples and, friends of the prophets that, help out the prophets. They give donations and gifts and other offerings. So they help in their own way, right? So I just want to remind you, Akim and Akwaf, that, for you, that y'all, like I said, you're not fighters. Hey, you have, you're not useless. Now, I want to use the clip that I seen from the elder, GMS, not GMS, he isn't GMS, but from the elder Remnant Save, 144 Ba, right, which means backup account, and this is backup channel, and he uploaded a new lesson dealing with the shield of faith, and he used those clips from 300 Sparta to show how to connect what was being said in those clips to scripture, how our faith was crucial to our faith. It's crucial to our the same way how in the Sphinx formation, right? PANAX, which is a military formation, how the Spartans used, and it was shown in the movie 300, but how the Spartans used that formation to, to ward off their enemies, right? And to fight and to win their battles, okay? And what was crucial about that Sphinx formation was faith, all right? Okay, Sphinx, not to get a little off tracks, formation. For pronouncing it right, I'm probably saying it wrong. Yep, just like you seen it. Forgot it. Let me see if I could. See if I get it to pronounce it.
Phalanx.
The phalanx formation. So it was a Greek formation that, that was shown in the movie 300 Sparta. And what was crucial about this formation was the shield, because, they were, as you get a little detail with it, they would basically shoulder to shoulder, one to another, See, it says the Greeks stood shoulder to shoulder in deep ranks with their shields overlapping. So they had their shields raised up, man. Okay? And it was shown in that movie, 300 Sparta. Right? So he was just highlighting how the importance of faith, because our shield is what? Faith. So faith is crucial for this ministry, it's crucial for the brotherhood. And if there is a brother that's weak or in a low state, he's like that weak spot you know, in the formation. See what I'm saying? He the same way how if you had a soldier that couldn't raise up his shield, he was like the weak spot in the formation. It was the same thing. A brother that didn't that lacks faith, he begins to doubt, he forgets the mission, he stopped being charitable, he stopped loving, you know, that individual is the weak spot that then could affect other brothers in the whole camp and the group as a whole, you know. So faith is crucial, right? And he said that all to say that faith is crucial. So not to get off topic, but I just wanted to pull out a clip that he did in his lesson dealing with Spartans, right? You got the 300, the first one, of course, 300 movie, raise your shield. There you go, clip. We'll play it here. Fair use, fair use, fair use. You know, but obviously they don't take this video down. It's on YouTube, but this is gonna be fair use. So you're gonna see the dialogue that King Leonidas is gonna have with this individual. I can't say his you know it's a Greek name, but I can't pronounce it. But you all seen the movie, so I know you know this character. You know, whether he's real or not, I can't say. But you know this individual from the movie if you ever watched 300 before. It's an old movie. Been out for many years now. If you haven't got a chance to see this movie, I highly recommend seeing this movie because, you know, there's a lot of spiritual points you can extrapolate or take from this movie, man. And it's a good watch, you know. It's a good watch overall. But I'm gonna play this scene, and I wanted to get to a point of what they said in the conversation that inspired this lesson. So let's watch the clip.
The wall is solid. It'll do the job of funneling the Persians into the hot gates.
Captain, have the men found any route through the hills to our back?
None, sire.
There is such a route, good king. Just past that western ridge. It's an old goat path. The Persians could use it to outflank us.
Not one step closer.
Monster. Wise king, I humbly request an audience.
I'll skew you where you stand.
I gave no such order. Forgive the captain. He is a good soldier, but a bit short on manners.
There is nothing to forgive, brave king. I know what I look like.
You wear the crimson of a Spartan.
I am Ephialtes, born of Sparta. My mother's love led my parents to flee Sparta, lest I be discarded.
Wear a shield and armor.
My father, sir. I beg you, bold king, to permit me to redeem my father's name by serving you in combat. My father trained me to feel no fear, to make spear and shield and sword as much a part of me as my own beating heart. I will earn my father's armor, noble king, by serving you in the battle.
Fine thrust.
I will kill many Persians.
Raise your shield.
Sire.
Raise your shield as high as you can. Your father should have told you how our phalanx works. We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source of our strength. Each Spartan protects the man to his left, thigh to neck, with a shield. A single weak spot, and the phalanx shatters.
So you hear what he said, right? He said a single weak spot and the phalanx shattered, you know. And that shield as represented in what we're speaking about spiritually is the shield of faith. It's our faith. So if a brother is weak in the faith, you know, that affects the other brothers, you know, because we move as a unit. We move as a group. So if you have one brother that's weak, you know, in the faith, that's lacking faith, that's gonna affect the whole. That's gonna be a weak spot a weak spot to the whole, if you understand what I'm saying. And it affects everybody because now it's gonna weigh down on the group and the brothers that's beside him. You see? So it does affect and weaken the whole. That's why it's so important for us to hold on to faith, man, and to increase that faith. Like when you read in 1 Corinthians 4:12, it says that a faithful steward, right? A steward is found faithful, man. So a steward is someone that's manager, and when you look at the word steward, it means someone that manager or in charge of another property. So if that person can't take care of doesn't have faith, then they're unfit the Lord can't use them. They're unfit to serve, you know, because your faith is like a license in a sense. You know, license, when you go back into the word, it means permission from the king. All right, the king's permission. So your faith act as a license. You know, if you do security or you do any other skills or professions, you need a license to do those professions. And if you can't, then you can't work in that profession. Like if you don't have a security license, you can't do security. If you don't have your flaggers training or whatever licenses you need, right? For example, it's another simple example, a car, right? If you don't have your driver's license, you can't drive. So a license gives you it makes you fit, right? Or gives you the ability to actually perform those tasks. Okay, without that you can't serve. So because he couldn't raise his shield, right? He was unfit for the battle. However, this is what Leonidas still said, because we still ain't finished. So I just want to bring that point up.
The neck, Ephialtes. I am sorry, but not all of us are meant to be soldiers.
But I...
If you want to help Spartan victory, clear the battlefield of the dead, tend the wounded, bring them water. But as for the fight itself, I cannot use you.
You...
Salakia. I don't know if you heard it through the headphones. Salakia, I put my headphones in.
Bring them water. Fight itself and a Spartan victory.
But I...
If you want to help in a Spartan victory, clear the battlefield of the dead, tend the wounded, bring them water. But as for the fight itself, I cannot use you.
You... Mother! Father! You were wrong!
Alright, so, I wanted to get to that point because he couldn't raise up his shield to hold the phalanx formation, so he was unfit for combat, right? So, going back spiritually, you may have brothers that, even though for you brothers and sisters out there, particularly you brothers, because we at the forefront of the ministry, you brothers may not be able to. You got brothers that don't have that type of faith where they're in the front lines fighting, they out there teaching, they out there doing camps on the highways and byways, but you still believe on Yahweh Shem Shah, there's something that you can bring to the table and do. Like King Leonidas was saying in the clip, you know, what did he tell him? He told him, if you want to help in the battle, right, clear out the dead, and tend to the right, help the injured and tend to the sick. Something go along those lines. But you know, just do what you can, right? And those are some of the things that he listed that he could do. Okay, so it's always something to bring to the table. And as the elder was going into the lesson, he actually quoted Mark. He was referring to this verse about Mark 9 and 41. It says, "For whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink in my name, because ye belong to Hamashiach, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward." So what does that mean? That means that Lord Yahweh Shah is saying that, you know, it's all about humility. And he did, and the elder did say that in the lesson. If the guy that we seen in the clip was just humble, you know, and accepted his role, he could have been, you know, he could have rolled out with the camp, you know, he could have been a part of the army, but you know, he wasn't. So it's all about humility, and for each of us to understand our role and to accept that role. You know, the Lord, like I said, everybody is given a measure of faith, and some brothers have a greater measure of faith than others. With great power come great responsibility. And you're gonna bring out that clip from Spider-Man, because what he said was spiritual and is very true, and it applies to this lesson, because not everybody's given a great measure of faith. You know, not every brother could bring out do 3 videos a day. You know, not every brother could do a video every day, as we strive to. You know, it's just things happen. You know, you might not have that level of faith that you might be able to do 4 or 5 videos a week, but you can't, you know, necessarily get a video out every day. Life happens, things happen, and that's your level of faith. But I want to encourage you, Aki and my Akwaf out there, that's not, that, you know, the Lord ain't, like, you still believe, but you're not, you know, you ain't got that level of faith to go out and teach, and not Salakia, for the Akim, for the brothers. Because again, sisters they never meant to be teachers at all, right? So for you Akim, that, you know, you don't got that level of faith to go out and put the fringes on and teach, you know, but you believe on Yahweh Hashem Shah, you know, bring something to the table, like the elder was saying in his lesson. You know, bring something to the table. You know, if you could give alms to brothers, give alms. You know, stroll by the camp. You know, a GMS camp in your city, stroll by the camp and give some alms. You know, obviously, also with that, I recommend, you know, that sisters don't roll to the camp, because that order already been given out. That sisters shouldn't be rolling up to the camp. You know what I'm saying? And dealing with brothers. You know, that's just how it was set up. But let everything be done in decency and order. That's how I say on that. However, you know, give it to, you know, you could also send your alms. If you sisters want to help, you know, you could send your alms to, you know, to the Cash App, right? To the GMS Cash App page, or to their Zelle page. And the Elder Bishop Zachariah, I think 2 years back, he did a lesson about how to send donations to the ministry. So that's how you sisters could do it, you know. Send your donations, man, through Zelle and Cash App, you know. It's on your spirit, and know that the Lord's going to reward you. Like we read here, right? Verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward, man. Okay? Okay, what is that reward? That reward is dealing with Jalaki would not lose a reward. So you're gonna get rewarded for doing for helping out, for bringing something to the table. So come with boldness, come with confidence, right? For you sisters, donate on if you got the Cash App, go on your Cash App and donate. Donate on the Zelle. For you brothers, you could do the same thing, Cash App, Zelle, or you could go, if you know a GMS camp in your city, you can go to a GMS camp and just and give your donations, man, whether it's wine, fruit, water, you know what I'm saying? Even money. And I we've been testing to this. Like, I'm not in GMS, I just follow them. So I'm making that clear. But when I was doing, because I have my, I'm under, we follow GMS, but we're not in GMS. So I got to make that clear, Me and another brother, we do camp together. We got our own camp, and we can testify to this. You have people that just came and just donated, $5, $1, $10 sometimes, just out of the blue, out of nowhere, See what I'm saying? So, it's all appreciated. It's all being recorded, looked upon by Yahweh Shah, because it's not what you give, it's the thought that counts, man. The Lord knows everybody's situation. He knows some people can't give a greater gift than others, but it's not about the gift, it's the thought that counts. The Lord want to see, are you sincere? Like, are you sincere with it? Are you honest with it? Do you genuinely want help? Are you genuinely giving this gift as an expression of your love for Yahweh Shah and for the brotherhood? That's what matters. As long as you're giving out the gifts in sincerity, that's what is important. Like I said, we all in different walks of life, regarding like our physical lives, and we all have different jobs and occupations, man. And some brothers is in a better position than others. That's just how the Lord set it up. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever you can give, even a little, give that. That's a scripture. That is a scripture. So don't be afraid to put your contributions or give your daily your contributions to Yahweh Shem Shah, man. And for you brothers that teach, man, don't be afraid to teach. It's if the Lord got it on your spirit to just do basic videos, go into the basics. Some brothers at different levels of faith, man. They got different levels of faith. You got brothers that's deep, that's super deep, that's really could really break down and digest the meat of the scriptures. And then you got some brothers that just drinking milk. That's all they're able to drink is milk. They can't eat solid foods. Right now, all they're able to drink is milk, and that's fine. Everybody's at different stages. However, what I would recommend is that you don't compare yourself to another brother, because that is setting yourself up for a trap, man. You entrapping yourself by doing that. There's a saying that says, thief, comparison is a thief of joy, because you don't feel confident and you don't feel good about what your contribution because of you comparing yourself to others. We got to look at the example that Cain left us, right? And that example that's laid in the scriptures regarding Cain, because Cain envied his brother's Abel, right? He was looking at his offering and then compared it to his own, man. You know, he envied his brother Abel. Okay? So you don't want to be in that envying spirit because it robs you of your joy. It burdens you. Like I said, it entraps you. Don't be in that Cain and Abel spirit. Damn, I was thinking about scripture. I was thinking about a scripture, but I forgot it. But I guess I'll end the video unless it come back to me, Baba Kasha. But yeah, everybody at different levels of faith with great power. Yep. Slovakia. It's 25.
Thanks for the ride, Uncle Ben.
No, wait a minute, Peter. We need to talk.
Oh, we can talk later.
Well, we can talk now, if you let me.
But what do we have to talk about? Why now?
Because we haven't talked at all for so long. Your Aunt May and I don't even know who you are anymore. You shirk your chores. You have all those weird experiments in your room. You start fights at school.
I didn't start that fight. I told you that.
Yeah, but you sure as hell finished it.
What was I supposed to do? Run away?
No, you're not supposed to run away, but... Pete, look, you're changing. I know. I went through exactly the same thing at your age.
No, not exactly.
Peter, these are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into. This guy, Flash Thompson, he probably deserved what happened. But just because you can beat him up doesn't give you the right to. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Are you afraid that I'm going to...
And that's the point. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. And it all ties into what we're saying because, you know, some brothers have a greater responsibility than others. That's why their measure of faith and is greater than others. See what I'm saying? Because they're those brothers that has a great measure of faith, you know, they're generally in leadership positions, and their job is to oversee not only their souls, but the flock. You know what I'm saying? So they have a greater responsibility and task on their hands compared to other brothers. So that's why they're given a greater measure of faith. See, much is given, much is required. Salakia. So that's about it. With that, we give all honor, praises, glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kadash. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until next time I say, Shalom.